Hello, in this video I really want to talk about two things that sum up an emotionally abusive relationship, and that is power and control. And in fact, if you could actually look throughout your whole life, you might have experienced this. So in this video I want to talk about mind games and why the emotional abuser, the narcissist, the psychopath, the sociopath, whatever label you've given them, they do what they do. Welcome to the Divorce Sanctuary. My name's Elizabeth Goddard, author of Finding Lily and the A to Z of Emotional Abuse. On this channel, I talk about healing from emotional abuse, and I talk about divorcing emotionally as well as physically from the abuser. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're returning, thank you and welcome back. And thank you so much to all my new subscribers over the last few weeks and months. So at the heart of this topic really is the insecure, immature emotional abuser who has a damaged inner child and possibly no soul. And it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling sorry for them and wanting to help them heal, whereas you end up fighting for your life and believing it's all your fault. The emotional abuser also senses things, and they can tell when their dynamics are changing. They may have lost focus for a bit. Maybe they're focused might have been on a new supply and they were distracted for a period of time, but believing that you were hooked enough, they felt that they were able to leave you alone for a while, and then they feel you withdrawing, or maybe you're building up your energy resources and they can't allow you to have control of your own life and gain your power back. So they swoop back in, and you might be taken back round the cycle of abuse to the idealization stage, and you experience little Hoover. The chemicals in your body get a jolt and your mind whizzes back, and you might remember the good times you had together and believe they really do love you. They might tell you that you're meant to be together and ask you not to focus on a few bad things, but to remember all the good times that you've had together. So using the old photographs that you've stored in your memory, you paper over the cracks. And you might hear that you work so well together. You're a team. Everybody says what an amazing couple you make. How can they be wrong? So you go back to that memory bank and you retrieve that memory, wiping out what's happened and how you've been treated. You also don't remember who made this statement, or you forget that these are just words you've heard from the abuser over and over again. And call me cynical, but they haven't been truthful for a lot of the relationship. Could this just be another lie? Did this really happen? Who said it? You might have heard something like, "We're so perfect together. We just got distracted, that's all. We're meant to be together, trust me. We cannot let something so special go, not after everything we've been through." Or you might have heard, "We fit together, we work so well together. You can't give up on that. We have so many plans for the future. We are meant to be together." Or "You complete me." Or perhaps they said, "There's so much that we have to do together, all our plans for the future. Let's look at them now. Let's make it happen." And as you take their hand and you step back on the pedestal, taking your rightful place, you feel reassured. You believe you've got it all wrong. They were just busy with life. They did need you. They do love you. You are the perfect couple. Everybody says so. You don't question who, and you don't question why. And that's a good one to look at. Why? The world of social media, everything's out there. Life lived in the view of everyone. Your perfect life in front of the camera isn't what really happens behind it. So as you climb up, you got given a dose of oxytocin, and like a good little dog, you got a pat on the head. Your reward center is happy. You did well. You're back under the spell. So the people who are apparently exclaiming that you're made for each other are people that see the fake reality of what is happening. They do not see the part of you that is driven crazy, trying to understand what is really going on. They don't hear the put downs. They don't see the manipulations. They see the amazing things that you're doing together, the amazing way you touch each other's lives, and the amazing places that you visit together. And as you head towards the top of the pedestal again, where the air is thinner, you find it hard to think. You realise this is your fault. You have not made the time to focus on them, completely wiping out the memories of them disappearing or discarding you. How did you forget all the amazing things they did for you? And you might question if this is all your fault. Are you the fraud? Did you somehow create a persona that attracted them? And then this feeling of wanting to run away is your insecurity or your trust issues. Is it really nothing to do with the way they behave? Is it really from the relationship you had with John Smith, who treated you so badly? Did you become the temptress, offering them everything? Were you really the broken one? But what you didn't understand was that this was a game. You didn't create a persona. They spotted you and they then went to work to secure you. You did nothing wrong. They project out their damaged inner child and they know you can't resist it. It doesn't work on everybody, but then you aren't anyone. Everything was a lie. And the process of cognitive dissonance is painful as you merge the truth with the lies they told you. You question if they ever loved you. If everything they told you to be true is actually a lie, you start to question life. You were the target and they love to win. They love games. They created this relationship, allowing you to believe they were your soulmate. They told you this repeatedly. They spotted something in you and they saw your broken and damaged parts and they knew how to mirror them. And they knew what they could get away with. It's as if they have a monitor and it goes off when somebody is close to them. They run, chasing the attention, collecting and filtering the information. They're like a walking Excel spreadsheet that contains a formula on what supply you will provide. And they could then tell if you were worth the effort and if they would need to bump their main supply because your source of supply is far superior, or if you're only really going to be a secondary source. They create confusion, and this is deliberate. They create triangles of jealousy and they manufacture situations to play with your mind. They want to hurt you and to cause you pain. It makes them feel powerful. You were selected for a role, and when you are no longer fit for purpose, you will be discarded. This is different from the smaller discards where they disappear and then reappear again, or where they withhold attention and then give it back. They are designed to trap you, to anchor you, to bond you into the relationship. But if you fail at the role, they seek to destroy you. And if you try to escape, they will destroy you. And they do this just before they leave the relationship, as well as during the relationship. So everything that you did was a learning exercise for them. They learn what is important to you, and then they seek to destroy it, as well as destroy you. And during this learning and understanding, they find out what's important, and that is sprinkled into the fake future, or just enough of it to keep you interested and engaged. If you start to question things, they'll reel off all the things that are important to both of you. The fake future is their dreams and their hopes, with just enough of yours to make you believe that they are joint. They create drama and they manipulate situations to benefit them. They will bait you, waiting for you to react, and then they sit back and they watch. And at the end of the relationship, you can't believe that they would treat you in this way. But because of the programming during the discard and devaluation stages, you believe this is all your fault. You might find yourself during the relationship attending birthdays, weddings, or other events on your own, as they create situations, arguments, fake illnesses, or other reasons not to attend. And as they later tell the story, they play the victim. Their supply is fueled by knowing how you will react, from knowing how you will be feeling, walking into the event alone, knowing how upset and frustrated you will be. They appear to be the chess master, always having their next move. They walk away and you wonder how it all happened. How are you the one that is feeling wronged, but you were the one that caused them pain? And you might find yourself saying, fine, I'll go alone then, thinking that they're the ones missing out, wondering if that had been their plan all along, as they appear to retreat back to their bed or off to see a friend. This is how they trap you. As they've been listening to you so intently at the beginning of the relationship, you were also listening. You were listening to their stories, the ones where they were the victim, the ones where you have so much in common and were soulmates. You were told all the reasons their relationships failed and why their exes were exes. And on some level, you were making a mental note not to repeat that. Each time you get back on that pedestal, you're running through the checklist. However, what you don't realise is it's fake. They were never the victim. It was all a lie. As they give you a helping hand back up onto the pedestal, they're changing the rules. You were praised, but when you try to replicate it, you're knocked back with devaluation. It might have been a meal. It wasn't the same. It might have been something you're wearing. It isn't now suitable for the occasion. An event or a treat. And you're told you can have too much of a good thing. This is followed by more manipulation. Where was the meal that they'd enjoyed? And you might say, but you didn't like it when I made it last time. And they proclaim you misunderstood their words. Or the dress, they didn't mean it. Or the treat, of course they would love to go out. Gaslighting you, it is you who is too sensitive or misunderstood the situation. And then the final discard, the painful one. They became sloppy. They didn't cover their tracks because you're no longer of use. They've drained you of everything. You are too easy. You have nothing left in the way of attention or finances. They have gained everything they needed. You have nothing to offer. However, you will always have some value. They need supply. If you hang around believing that they will come back, you are offering this to them. They see they still have power and control. If you get angry and want justice, you are a source of supply because you're showing them at any moment if they reappeared, you would have them back. They know they have power and control over you. You might prove that you can live without them, even though you're hurting so painfully inside. They know what they have done. And once again, they know what power and control they have over you. They may play their games and try and hoover you back. But on the other hand, they may see you as dangerous. And they may need to keep you as crazy and as far away from the new supply as possible. They also want to see you in pain. You may hear they utter words like, we're meant to be together, but there's nothing to back this up. They want you to stay trapped. They don't want you to break free, even if you hold no value to them. In their minds, you will be waiting for them, waiting for a scrap from their table. Any little crumb that they're willing to throw your way. You might be a booty call or just someone to talk to, and you may value that role. In their minds, you are bound together forever, and you will only be allowed to break away if you look to be able to cause them a problem, like shattering the illusion of who they really are. They are usually safe with their flying monkeys because they're hooked into the relationship in a similar fashion to the way that you were. They want you to fail. They want you to stay trapped. Take a deep breath. You need to go no contact with them. And I know you don't want to for all sorts of reasons, but please do this for your own sanity. Then write out your story, just for you, not to share. The good stuff and the bad stuff. And then with a different coloured pen, find the patterns. The patterns will be different for everyone, but there will be one. Idealization, devaluation, discard. It might be idealization, discard, or idealization, devaluation. But find the patterns, because this will help with your cognitive dissonance. Take a deep breath. Find a breathing technique that works for you. And when you experience cognitive dissonance, breathe in and find your story. The pattern. Where in the story do you have this contradiction of the amazing person that you believe they are, but the person you know they are? Remember, you have proof. Your mind has been programmed to believe that they are good, and it's been programmed to believe that it's all your fault. Remember, love shouldn't hurt. If someone wants the best for you, they will be honest. They wouldn't trick you. They would allow you the closure you need, as it gives them closure as well. Each time you experience cognitive dissonance, breathe and find your story. You hold two different thought patterns, and they will eventually begin to merge, and you will be able to see who this person really is and what your relationship was. You might see the child they presented, and you might see the wounds that they have shown you of yours that need healing. Once you've managed to calm down from the cognitive dissonance or merge these two thought processes, you'll be able to understand what's happening, and you'll be able to break the bonds easier. As you're experiencing cognitive dissonance, you're also withdrawing from the chemical addictions. Again, breathing through this and making sure you come out of your head and you stay in your body will help you overcome this. Everything is planned. Remember that. They are expecting a reaction. They want to see the pain that you're in, but don't ignore it. Acknowledge it and heal it. I hope you found this video useful. It's such a confusing time with the cognitive dissonance and the trauma bonding and understanding, and so many questions. And then there's the chemicals that are raging like a teenager. It makes it really hard to understand what's going on. If you'd like to find out more ways of working with me, I'll put the link to my website below in the description box, along with links to both my books, Finding Lily and the A to Z of Emotional Abuse. I'll also put the 2 free workbooks that I've got, which are Self-Care is Vital and Turn Broken into Your Superpower. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'm sending you all loads and loads and loads of love.